We've got left to right, Kiki Iriafen, Juju Watkins, Coach Lindsay Gottlieb. We'll start with opening statement from Coach, and then let me know if you have a question, and I'll call on you.
Thanks, guys. I was really pleased with the way our team came out. We've been talking more about mentality than anything else, and I thought our first group came out really focused, kind of set a tone. That ball was moving and popping, shots were going in. We were trying to get stops, really protecting the rim, and I think that energy allowed us to have a dominant game. I thought Kiki and Rhea were terrific inside, as well as our bigs that came in later. And you know, I say to people, you should get to Galen whenever you can, because you never know when something ridiculous is going to happen from Juju. And tonight, you know, obviously what a night from the 3-point line, but I loved it. Just like, it felt so joyous. They were all in rhythm. You know, we know how well she can shoot the ball, and just for her to see them go down like that is fun. But I thought the energy of the team was really the winner, you know, on the night, and so that made it really cool.
Well, okay, and then up front.
Juju, Lindsay said post-game to you on the radio just that she thought you were playing with a lot of fun, you know, tonight, and kind of started the year, you know, the shot wasn't falling quite as much. Was there anything that you felt was different, or that you kind of unlocked in terms of that state?
Yeah, I think just remembering that, you know, I'm having fun out there. That's the biggest thing. Whenever it starts to feel like really anxious or some stuff like that, I never play my best. So just to come out here and have fun with the team, it definitely shows.
Did you feel a little bit of that anxiety, nerves kind of after, or, you know, to start the year at all, or during Notre Dame?
Yeah, I think just the anticipation of the whole season. You know, you spend the summer doing a lot of things, and then, you know, when it comes to preparing for the season, you always feel a little anxious. I know for me personally, so it was just a matter of getting all the nerves out and having fun.
Coach, 8 blocks in the first quarter. How does that help to set the defensive tone? What do you like that you saw out there defensively, especially in the interior?
So what I like is definitely that we know we have multiple shot blockers. I mean, Rhea's been terrific her entire career. Juju's really turned herself into just a menacing shot blocker, but so it also means we're rotating, we're in the right spots. We'll also tell you on film we probably got beat too many times and it got to the rim, but we know that that's part of our defense, is that we have athleticism in that back line, and if people are in the right spots, it allows them to do what they do well. That, you know, you can't teach timing on block shots. You can't, you know, we don't drill that, but if you get them in the right spots and let them be them, then I do think, you know, we got a number of people, you know, Kiki, Rhea, Juju, TBO had a couple blocks. Like, you put them in a situation then to utilize their strengths, and so I think it's something that we do well.
Oh, I thought no. Okay, I gotcha.
So just, you know, after Notre Dame, I think the word that you used, or at least that I saw, was, you know, you felt like you guys got exposed a little bit, and just in kind of the 3 games sense, or even just the practices sense, what was just kind of the message and the mentality to this group about what you felt like you guys needed to come together on?
I mean, the first thing is college basketball seasons are very long and kind of take on a lifetime. So if you don't have enough talent, or you don't have enough the right pieces, obviously you don't probably have as good of a chance to win at highest level. But if you do, the next differentiator becomes, to me, what I've seen is the teams that have success are the ones that handle whatever comes, good and bad, better than others. There's always an opportunity to break apart. There's always an opportunity to be negative. There's always an opportunity to think we're too good if we're winning. So to me, part of my messaging is always like, what are we doing next that's most important? And so sometimes it's we've got to get better. Other times it's, hey, we're right there and we need to do X, Y, and Z more so. So for us it was, number one, keeping everyone together, keeping everyone focused on getting better, and then fixing some of the things we thought that were troublesome to us there. We don't get to play them again, you know, in the immediate future, but we can make ourselves a better team. And be ready for the next game and the next game. And obviously it was Cal Baptist, and now it'll be Oregon, but more it's the trajectory of who we know we can become.
Great.
Kiki, just seeing, you know, your first year here playing alongside Juju, like, how do you feel that your game has evolved now playing alongside of her?
Yeah, I think for me, it's been an adjustment playing with such a great guard. I think I'm still trying to understand where she wants screens and things like that, but I think it's a working relationship. You know, she's like, do you want this pass? She's looking for me in pick and roll. So I think if anything, it's super fun because it makes the defenses kind of have to pick their poison. Like, do you want juice 3? You want me to score? So I think if anything, it's just going to be a continuous like working relationship. But I think if anything, it's gotten me a lot more open. Yeah.
going into this year that Juju is just a better player. And you see the progression in terms of how she's able to read defenses. Felt like, you know, the game just was very slow for her tonight. Have you seen that as a progression from her freshman year, maybe, where you feel like she's a little bit more in rhythm, poised, things are slower for her?
Yes, I mean, I've been in, 50 practices, all the workouts, so it's hard for someone who's elite to find ways to get better, but I've said to you, I've said to other people, I do think there were improvements coming in, and then as she mentioned, then the season starts, and we all have, I cannot imagine, what's in her head or what's on her plate. I try to, we talk about it, but it's a lot, and so skill set is one thing, and then the mental and the emotional is the other thing, so I am 100% certain she's, an improved player from last year. She's playing with, threats all over and understands that. So it's just a matter of being able to, all of us, grow together and find, our right spots to attack, find a chemistry together, find a rhythm. We're all very new together, and also not, feel like we have to be perfect, every single time that we play, even though that's what the expectations are calling for. Like, I get that, but I'm trying to keep us focused on just as a team getting better. But I've never for 1 second not believed that her game is on an upward trajectory, and it was really nice to see the ball go in today so much, because I think it's the numbers haven't been indicative of how well she shoots it, and it's just going to open up more things for us and for the team and for her.
Really great, efficient shooting night from Juju, but I mean, I, as an observer, did still feel like, wow, this is a great team win. The early contributions from Kiki and TVO and the steady presence with Rhea, you guys get the sense, this is how this should be feeling. This is what we imagined this would feel like when we all teamed up together.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone imagined a specific thing, but yes, I don't know that she even took her first shot or got her first bucket until we had already scored some, which is great. People have to just play in flow and play in rhythm. And yes, that's what we can be with multiple threats on the floor. I thought, I said it in the locker room, TVO hit Kiki and or Rhea for a couple buckets in transition. Well, now people run to the paint, and now you get it up to the wings, and ultimately that's what we can be. And we're always continuing to try and offensively just utilize all the weapons that we have.
Time for a couple more. Luka and then one.
Lindsay just looks like TVO is just so much more comfortable kind of offensively than she was at the start of the year. What were you seeing in terms of her first couple games, in terms of her adjusting to her role, playing in this offense, and where is she now kind of in that process?
I've thought a lot about, and obviously I'm always just trying to figure out how I can help players and us get better, but both Kiki and TVO have come from programs that were elite. I mean, Elite Eight, national championship type programs, and systems, very specific systems. So while they're, it's different than maybe a freshman who comes in with no base of anything and just learning us, or, people that played elsewhere, but it's not as much of a transition. So they've both had to really just do things differently, and credit to them, they've bought into that. That's what they want. They want to learn different things. Kiki's really taken on the challenges defensively. We just do different things than what she was asked to do before. So both of them, I think, have really worked to try to play the way we want them to play. And everyone wants to see the ball go in the basket, and everyone wants to feel a rhythm with new players that they're playing with. So I just think it's been a continued growth for our entire team. And for TVO, I think it's just really, understanding where does Juju want the ball, and where can she find her spots to, get shots, and how do we get it to the post, and how do we play fast, and all the different things. And those are great challenges that they've taken on, and I think it's making them better, more complete players, but it's also ultimately going to make us, I think, the team that we want to be, and that will be, a contender.
Come on.
Juju, I watched you kind of before the game shooting, and it seemed like you were shooting kind of far away from the line. So the fact that you broke the USC record with 9 threes is interesting based on what I kind of saw.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you kind of, going into practice this week, or, coming off the tournament, you were kind of shooting threes more and kind of getting into that rhythm, or did it just happen?
I think, it was a mental adjustment for me. I think, like I said, the goal is to have fun always, and I shoot my best when I'm not really thinking, so just making that mental adjustment. But I've worked this past summer to really key into shooting threes at a higher percentage than last year. So yeah, I've been working on that, and starting to show a little bit. So
got a call-in question from Daily Trojan who couldn't be here. Looking ahead to Big Ten play starting out, mindset coming into Big Ten kicking off, Lindsay and a player or two.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this game on Saturday is the most important one on our schedule because it's thus far because it's the beginning of conference play. And conference play, I think, is really the true indicator of how tough you are over the course of the season. It is a familiar foe, but in an uncharted kind of territory, so it's a great challenge. But really for us, I'm excited to have such a high quality opponent. We know it won't be easy. We know there won't be, these big leads, and how are we going to respond to that? Like, I want to see us in a situation where we're playing a really good team and that will pose challenges, and I want to see if we can rise to that challenge.
Juju, Kiki, thoughts on starting up against Oregon?
Oh yeah, we're super excited. One of the familiar faces in this new league, so it'll be great to see them again, and they're a great team, so some great competition. We're excited.
I think they hit the nail.
All
What
right.
is it? Nail on the head, head on the nail? Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
No,
Thanks, everyone.
They
Appreciate it.
They hit it.
They hit the nail.
Hit the nail on the head. Yes.
Head on
Nail.
the nail.
You guys are good. Thank you.
The nail, the head of the nail.
No, they hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.